Alrighty, back again. So this is the egg carton I'm talking about. That way I bought 18 eggs. So this is an old box that I've eaten. So I have 18 little compartments to hide 18 random pieces of shit that I won't lose, hopefully. Now, obviously more scotch. So now the cleaning's done. I've got a little bit of brake fluid in there. So we always flush it. So I'm not sponsored by AMSOIL, but I really like their engine oil. I've had really good luck with their fork oil. It is about half the price of Olin's. I would love to buy Olin's, but I don't understand the 17-digit numbers instead of saying a 5-weight, a 7-weight, a 10-weight, a 12-weight. So I stick with the simple theory. And now I put a bit of oil in there just to dilute any type of residue from the brake clean or anything that's in there. I'll just do that and I'll dump that oil out. And that way all the brake clean now should be gone. There's the only thing that left would be just enough to evaporate, but the fork oil that's already in there has got her out. This is why you don't rush it. Now, I'm taking longer than I would just because I'm kind of explaining it as I go, but it takes me about an hour per fork to do this properly. And then for anybody that's doing fork seals, you literally pop off the dust cap. There is a small steel ring inside there to reinforce the seal. You pull out the seal, you put the new seal in, you put the new ring, steel ring back in, you put on the new dust cap, and you're done. Fork seals are super easy on Olin's. Showas and KYBs are a little more challenging. There's still shit coming out. There. All air. Good, good, good. All right, so we'll put this back in here. So oil measurements. I'm a very simple person. I went to the local automotive store. I bought a piece of brake line. I took a tape measure and I measured out every 5 millimeters. So it's, for example, it's 1, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, etc. My Hondas, I was running 190 mil air gap. So we insert that in here and we basically pull out the oil that we don't need of extras. So that is used in a minute. I'll wipe off my hands. Once again, this is just shit I like. I don't get promoting it, nothing for promoting it. Racetech fork seal grease. So I take a finger, I put that inside the seals, I waste the shit in here, and then I get in there and I get to the bushing tube. So I put a bit of this lube on the bushing so that way it's just a nice little cushion for the tube. So now, and that's 2 years old, and that's how much I've used in 2 years. So it is cost nothing in the grand scheme of things. I think that little thing was $16, and I got it right from Racetech. So now, and that is what I like to see. There's nothing there holding it back, which is perfect. All right, put my cap back on this. So rule of thumb is you need a quart and a half to do this properly. So my Aprilia recommends 165 mil air gap. Okay, so now we've got this on. We measure air gap with nothing inside here, no spacers, no springs, no nothing. So I've already pre-measured this because I just did another set of forks the other day, and I have it measured at 167, just because 2 millimeters, I'm not going to route 2 mil. So I will fill it up with oil, and then I'm going to stroke this. And then once I get this filled, and I'll show you real quick here, we have an open jug. We got to make sure that we get all the air out of that cartridge. Otherwise, you're going to have a really shitty ride. Really shitty ride. So usually it takes a half a liter, or was there 4 quarts in this thing? How does this work? 4 pints. 4 pints in a quart. So I always dump at least half in because we're going to burp a lot of it out. Now we literally just stroke it. You can hear the air, maybe you can't. It sounds completely disgusting, but it works. And make sure you always pull it up past the top out spring. I'm just gonna throw this cap on just to kind of keep myself a little cleaner. There. And as I pull it, you can hear there's less and less crap, suctioning, cavitating sound, I guess is a nice way to phrase it. Fork just had a happy ending. I'll use this just to speed it up a little bit. That way it controls the splash. But you keep doing this until you stop hearing the air. And if you still hear air, that means you need to add more oil. So, as you can tell, these nicks are, one fork is compression, one fork is rebound. So this has no resistance going down, which means this is obviously the rebound fork because it's the one that's harder to pull it back up. That means your brake side is always your rebound, your clutch side is always your compression. There we go. I'll just confirm. I still hear air, so I'm going to put even more fork oil on it. And now we've used almost one of these. There. I'm just going to pause this because, well, this is going to drag on until I get all the air up, but I'll start it back up when I get her all done.